This chapter will address attachment and bonding in embryo adoption. Here's an important point to consider. Do you love your partner or your spouse or your best friend? Are you genetically related to them? Of course, the answer is yes. You love them, and no, you are not genetically connected. Love is a choice we make. It's that simple, and yet it's that complicated. Having a genetic relationship is not a prerequisite for love. Think of the family you may be related to but don't have a relationship with. Love bonds people together in spite of differences in looks, behavior, and personality. It's important to keep in mind that neither genetic nor gestational links are essential for bonding. The period of gestation allows a woman to view herself as the child's mother by experiencing pregnancy and giving birth, which supports the initial bond that is commonly felt. Embryo adoption allows one to experience pregnancy, birth, and child rearing the same as a normal couple who conceive naturally. Embryo adoption does not treat infertility, but offers a solution to childlessness. For many women, pregnancy is a period during which they might feel particularly conscious of the non-genetic relationship between them and the baby. Sometimes they're concerned about how they'll feel about the baby once it's born, and even wonder how the baby might feel towards them. The extent of these uncertainties can vary or may never actually come to mind. For women who might experience uncertainty about how they'll feel about the baby, most of their feelings mostly center on worries that they may not feel that the child is really their child. This is also a very common fear in a traditional pregnancy. Many women who have given birth to adopted embryos didn't experience any difficulty in bonding, and that will most likely be your experience as well. You can expect to feel the normal anticipatory concerns as well as happy, exhausted, protective, and excited. It is important to remember that during pregnancy, the mother contributes physically to the baby's development. Your role during pregnancy is to nurture and grow your baby. It's important to remember that although the baby's DNA isn't yours, your body will grow, feed, and nurture the baby since the day the embryo was placed in your womb. It's your blood running through the baby, and it's your heartbeat the baby will hear for 9 months. Some women have concerns about how they'll feel about the baby once they give birth, and if they will think of it as someone else's baby and not their own. Additionally, there are often worries about the uncertainty of what or whom the baby will look like, because with embryo adoption there is less control over this aspect than with natural conception. Establishing a bond with a baby is an important process in the early mother-infant relationship. Although most mothers describe feeling a close, strong, or loving bond with their infant, establishing a bond is individual to each mother and can occur at different points during pregnancy or even following the birth. Some women feel love for their child from the moment of conception or when they learn they were pregnant. Others feel connected while the baby is in their womb. And some will feel the connection once the baby is born or even after birth and during infancy. There are no right or wrong ways to attach or bond with your child. The process will be unique to you and to your child. One of the reasons why a parent might have some difficulty feeling attached or bonded to their baby, especially while the baby's in utero, may be due to the trauma that they had experienced while trying to conceive, previous losses, or unsuccessful infertility treatment. This is a common reaction. When we have experienced trauma in a process, it becomes difficult to relax and trust that this time things might work out. Sometimes the mother experiences postpartum depression, which will impact attachment. Hormones tend to fluctuate immediately following birth, which can make new mothers moody and emotional. It's vital to take care of yourself during this time. Most importantly, get much needed rest. It's not uncommon to feel overwhelmed at first, and this can lead to feeling underwhelmed about your baby. If you're not immediately head over heels in love with your baby, don't worry. This is common and normal and isn't a reflection of the type of pregnancy you had or your ability to be a parent. It might be difficult for you to wrap your head around the fact that this is your baby after all the starts and fails you might have experienced in your journey to becoming a parent. This is when skin-to-skin bonding, Looking into your baby's eyes during feedings and just cuddling helps to regulate your hormones, sleep, and other factors that need to adjust to a new normal. A secure attachment provides a sense of safety and security, regulates emotions by soothing distress, creating joy, supporting calm, and offers a secure base for your child. The strength of this relationship will impact how well your child will do throughout their life. This bond is not based on the quality of your care or parental love, but on the nonverbal emotional communication you develop with your child. The feeling of safety in a child who's attached results in eagerness to learn, healthy self-awareness, trust, and empathy. An insecure attachment fails to meet your child's need for security, understanding, and calm. This can inhibit emotional, mental, and even physical development, leading to difficulties later in life. There's been a lot written about attachment and bonding when it comes to adoption. It's a very important issue that frequently comes up during the home study process. This is mostly due to the general understanding that adoption means that a child has already suffered a great loss and associated grief, which may impact how a child will attach to their parents. When I was starting my journey to adopt a newborn, I knew absolutely nothing about attachment. As I became educated about the adoption process, I learned about prenatal attachment and realized how much a birth mother's emotional, mental, and psychological health could impact an unborn child while in the womb. I realized that was one of the many issues in adoption that I had no control over, and it was concerning to me that whatever the birth mother did or didn't do for the baby growing inside her might impact the child in so many ways throughout life. My daughter's birth mother was in denial during her pregnancy and didn't have any prenatal care. Once the baby was born, the birth mother never saw her and left the hospital shortly after giving birth. My daughter was placed into foster care for 6 weeks before we were able to take her home. As her parents, we were beyond thrilled to have her. She was a dream come true. We had spent the 6 weeks waiting for her, wondering if we would have any difficulty bonding to a child who was not ours biologically. We didn't even know what she looked like. From the moment she was put into my arms and she grabbed my finger with her little hand, I knew that all my worries were pointless. I couldn't have loved her any more if I had carried her in my body. She was already in my heart. We had absolutely no problem in attaching or bonding to her and thought she would feel the same. However, it took her a while to connect with us. We were strangers and she had no reason to trust us. We had to earn that trust by being reliable, dependable, available, and loving. Fortunately, she was able to develop a healthy attachment to us as we grew into a family. Having a baby is exciting, stressful, worrisome, and joyful. If you are worried about how you will feel about your baby during your pregnancy or afterwards, understand that those worries are normal for most parents. Relax and enjoy this amazing journey you're on, and have faith that once you meet your baby and they grab your finger with their little hand, you will have a special bond with this little human who knows you from the beat of your heart. The love you and your child will share will be uniquely yours.